And he heard my concept. He said, wow, that's good. He started writing it. He said, what do you think about this? I said, no, I don't like this. I don't like that. And we started to work together with the thoughts in my head to put it down on paper.
Okay. And now at that point, At that point, you got this guy to write your play. I know it didn't cost any. I know it costed something, right? Or he didn't do it for free, did he?
Yeah, he did it for free. Because,
he did it for free.
Again, you know, I had something that he wanted. I'm a director. You know, I just didn't write the play. I believe I'm a director. So he said, well, I tell you what, I'll write it. I'll help you write it. You direct it. You cast me in it. And when I do my next play, I want you to direct my next play. I said, okay, we can do that. And he took my vision, we put it on paper, and we started that process. So I directed the play that I'm in. He was in it, and it was good. And he said, wow, I didn't know you was a good director like that. So he had another play that he said, Anthony, I want you to be the director of that, and we did that. So that's kind of how it worked out for me.
What did that process cost you?
If I'm hearing you correctly, what it cost me. So after you get the script and you say, okay, fine, this is cool, you had everything. Then it's the process of finding the actors. I'm a little different. I just find people that I know that can act the part naturally. So I found people that I know naturally that's in the play like that. And I got 2 or 3 people. I auditioned them. I said, you work. You didn't work, but I got something else for you. And that's how I eliminated the cost for that. Now, when it came to the venue, yeah, that part I had to come out of my pocket. That cost me about $1,000.
Wow.
Looking back, I shouldn't have paid $1,000. What I could have done is found a smaller theater, maybe 50 to 100 seats, and go in there and talk to the theater and say, hey, look, I got this first-time production. I want to do this. How about we do this? You let me have the venue. You take a percentage off the door, and we'll be okay. Now, for the first one, everybody should be willing to be flexible and getting paid and saying, hey, let's just do this for this. You do want to pay them for their gas, or you want to pay them for food or something like that. You want to compensate people for their time. How you do that, you have to be creative. Gas cards, food, parking validation, whatever it is that you can give them out of your pocket that shows appreciation for what they're doing for you, you need to do that. Make no question about that. Because they are carrying out your vision, and you want to make sure that they are comfortable and appreciated about what you do for them. You need to do that. So you ain't got no money, figure it out. You ain't got no gas, figure it out. Because this person is coming to give your vision to the world. And if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it. Give them some gas cards, give them some food stamp cards, whatever you got to do to give it to them, give it to them so they can be appreciated. So we got past that. My actor said, okay, we're going to do this. And they didn't take all of them, took $25, and there was 11 people in the play. It took $25, and we did the play. The biggest chunk of the money came from the venue and buying the liability insurance that when you in a venue, you got to do that. Well, if you do it in a smaller venue, you don't have to pay as much. And then from there, I used Facebook, media outlet. I had a subject matter that was relevant, like the Father Project, the fatherhood is what I do. So that story about fatherhood and what it meant for a father to go through the transitions of being in his kid's life was relevant to what was going on today in Minneapolis. So people jumped on board and said, man, this is great. No one's said any stories about that. So in lieu of that, you have to have a story that a person or people or the nation is encompassed for right now. And what is that? I girl getting killed, racism, sexism. I don't know. Whatever it is that you think you want to talk about, you better make sure that that's the audience you go after, and put yourself in a position to be like a test market for smaller venues. I guess the best way to say it, you get a smaller venue, get the people in that you think they want to hear this. Don't look at it as money, and look at it as a test market and say, look, I got 50 people in here. I'm doing this play. What do you guys think about this? And they come in and they see and they go, hey, this is great. And they tell you what you need to do differently. And you just take that and you reinvest and you reinvest and you move forward. And you find the area that you are good at or what you're talking about in cities that you want to go. Don't try to, if you're talking about fatherhood, don't go to, I don't know, don't go over north and talk about fatherhood when they're talking about women's rights. Don't do that. Stick to the course of who you are and plug into those organizations that reinforce what you believe. That's another way to do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you were able to give us a call because, like I said, we have talked to so many playwrights and asked them questions, and I know you. This is also a way of getting free advertising for your production, your stage production, as well as find out from a playwright, a director, when someone comes into a casting call. What is it that you are looking for exactly? And for those that want to get into this industry, like, okay, wow, it's about playwrights, and I want to write a play.
Let me just say this. I've been on both sides of the field. I've been a videographer. I've been a cameraman. I've shot videos, and I've watched the behavior of people who come in and say, I'm here to be an actor, an actress. I want to be in a movie or whatever. I've been on the other side saying, watching that. And then I've been on the other side of, hey, I'm here to do this, and this. So I got a pretty good idea how this works. First of all, I'm looking at a person who's hungry. Not because I want to take advantage of them, because I know that they're going to put their all into it. It's not all about money. It's not all about shine. It's about, I got an opportunity to be in front of a bunch of people that you said that you're going to do, Mr. Director, and I'm going to show my skills, talents, and abilities to those people. Because in that crowd of people, they're going to notice me and say, hey, I want to see more of him. So that's the fundamental understanding that I get when I look at people. So when people come in for a casting call and they, hi, and I had this, and I had this, and I had this, and I did this, and I did this, it sounds like Charlie Brown. It sounds like that to me. And I take it and I look at their resume and go, wow, they did a lot of stuff. So they know how to do stuff. But the cohesion that I'm looking for the actors to have is that, are you going to cause a problem, or are you going to be a person that learns how to be buoyant and work with everybody? That's what I look at. Wow. I wait for a little while to, for casters to come in. I wait. I have them wait. Don't see that they're agitated. Whatever, man. This is ridiculous. Okay, so now I know you ain't got no patience. Now you're a diva. Now you're a star. You're a star before you even a star. I'm not gonna pick you. You already demonstrated stuff that's gonna be a problem in the future. Now, are you a great performer? You probably are. Are you good at what you do? Yeah. But your attitude might infect everybody else that's coming and trying, and that's not as diverse as you. Everybody in my cast is just as important as the person that's a trained actor. Everybody. Because when it's your turn to shine and be in the spotlight and say your lines, that is your opportunity to let everybody know what you can do. And I'm not going to let somebody else who's bigger than you or have more experience than you cut you down because of that. That doesn't go down with me. Everybody's important because everybody makes my dream come true. So I'm validating and advocating for you in every possible way. So that's what I look for in casting cards. Their attitude, how they come in, are they speaking to each other? Are they just, shouting off of what they doing? Shine, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. And that's okay a little bit, but how much of that? Are you putting people down? All of that plays a part in what a person is looking for in you.
Let me ask you this question. Playwright is like a sport, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, sports figures, athletes have a lifespan on how long they can play.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked Mr. Gully and I've asked Mr. Lynn about it as well. I'm going to ask you as well, what do you feel is the lifespan for a playwright? How long do you think he can last in the game?
I'm gonna be honest with myself. I believe that if you have something like me, a play about fatherhood, I'm gonna maybe write another play about fatherhood, maybe 3, and I'm done. I don't need to try to be the best playwright or try to get that's not my goal here. My goal as a playwright is to hone my skills as a director, to have a subject matter and act it out and play it out according to how I see it. That's one thing. And if that gains some notoriety and publicity, that's fine. That's just one piece of my work. That's a championship that I won when it equated to sports. I won a championship. Now, do I take my championship and leave? No, you want to see if it's just a fluke or anything else. Let me try something else. Now you have another success at a play, and it wasn't too good, but everybody still liked it. It wasn't championship material. And at some point you say, how many subject matters you want to talk about and how many things you want to stay in line with? Well, my thing is always going to be fatherhood. That's the main focus of me. I might do a little, play here and there about some other different things, but you better believe the underlying tone is going to have some fatherhood stuff in it. So I don't stray from what I do. So the third one is be like, hey, let me just see where it's at. Let me put my all into it. I got the money. I got the production. I want to go big screen. I want to see what it looks like. And whether it goes big, like, yeah, you did that. Hey, I'm done. I took my championship. I'm the winner. See you later. Peace out. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody else because I've already done what I said I was going to do in the first place, which is be a director.
Let me ask you this question.
Did I answer that right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you got that right.
Okay.
You got that right.
I don't want to be sounding like I'm winded this. I just want to make sure I'm really answering the questions here.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. Now, many times you see a lot of celebrities that you have musical artists, okay? For instance, you have not heard from, hasn't made a record, and then all of a sudden they're in the play. Do you feel that they are trying to revamp their career in the playwright?
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I'm a different breed of person, so my thought process is different. Any actor that's out there that you've seen on television and now they're not going, I can give you an example. I'm not going to throw him out there because I like him like this. Like B. Cole from Martin. This is use him.
Okay.
I ain't really seen a lot of him. He ain't really did much since Martin. I haven't. Just me. Maybe other people say, no, that's not true. I'm just saying for me. Haven't really seen him much. But let me tell you something about B. Cole. B. Cole was on a show, Martin. He can act. He can do some things. I'm from the streets of Chicago. We see things that people in New York and L.A. don't see. We see potential in stuff that they disregard. I would go, if you was a playwright, I would go get B. Cole. Why? Because one, he's still noticeable. Two, he might not be doing a lot.
Well, he's actually here in Chicago, actually, sometimes.
Okay, it's funny, I just mentioned that, what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So, and you go talk to him and you say, hey, look, man, I'm doing this play, I'm doing this. I noticed that you're not really doing a lot. And that's not a diss, just to say, I'm just aware of what you're doing. He might say, you know what, based on the storyline, I'm going to work with you. And this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to get paid. And you get all the particulars done, he's in your play.